Welcome to Hashing with MD5Deep. In this demonstration, we'll show multiple ways of using MD5Deep, including hashing individual files, groups of files, specific files, and how to output the data to another file. The Linux terminal can be daunting, but it is very useful and worth becoming comfortable with. In this demonstration, we'll be using Kali to demonstrate different ways of using MD5Deep. This is a standard Kali installation. We'll start the terminal by clicking the terminal icon, which in this case will give us a root terminal. We're going to change directory to the demo folder, which is where the files to be hashed are located. Using the ls-rl command, we can see all the files that we're going to be hashing. First, let's get the MD5 hash value of file1.txt. We'll use the MD5Deep command and give the file name as the argument, or parameter. The terminal displays the output of the command, which is the MD5 hash value in the file path and name. So getting one hash value is pretty easy, but we often want to get the hash of many files at the same time. There are a few ways to do this. One way is to use a wildcard character such as the asterisk. The asterisk says, anything can go here. When used in a folder, it will return the hash value for all files in that folder. We can also use the recursive option to calculate hash values for contents of a folder and subfolders. To do this, we use the -r parameter and give it a folder to look in. We are going to use the current directory, and for that we will put /. We can also use the wildcard as part of the file name to identify files that may have the same naming convention. For example, this command will calculate the MD5 hash value for any files that start with file, regardless of what follows. As you can see, it did not return the hash value for 5file.txt because the file name begins with 5, nor did it return the hash for file 4 because the F is capitalized. It is important to remember that Linux is almost always case sensitive. Similarly, we can use the same wildcard to hash only files that have a specific file extension, like .txt. It's worth noting that MD5Deep does not have the capability to use wildcards and recursion at the same time. Using wildcards will only search for and hash the matching files in the given folder. Here's an example that will hash only files with a .txt extension in the Files folder. In order to recursively hash only files with specific names, you can use MD5Deep and pipe, or send, the output to grep, which can perform a search. The vertical bar, or pipe character, takes the output of one command and sends it to the input of another. Grep will take the results of that output and search for the string .txt and print the results. Choosing what to hash and printing it to the screen is useful, but most of the time you'll want this information to be saved for later. To accomplish this, we redirect the output to a file using the greater than symbol and identifying a file name. This sends the output from MD5Deep to the new file. To make sure everything worked properly, we'll use the cat command to view the contents of the file. The MD5Deep command has many more options, such as identifying matching hashes, adding hashes to a file, and changing the output style. MD5Deep and similar hashing utilities provide critical capability in cyber investigations, ensuring the integrity of data.